Have you ever driven past one of those huge industrial complexes? The ones with all the buildings and smokestacks, and just wondered, how on earth do you put a price on all of that? It seems like an impossible task, right? Well, it turns out there's a whole science to it, with clear methods and principles. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
So picture this. You're standing right here on this factory floor. You are surrounded by literally tons of steel, incredibly complex electronics, and all this specialized equipment. Every single piece has a story, a purpose, and yeah, an original price tag. But the real question, the one that actually matters for business, is what is it all worth right now today?
And answering that question? Well, that's a professional discipline called valuation. At its heart, it's all about a super analytical process to figure out the current or even the future worth of an asset. It is definitely not a guess. It's more like a calculated science that takes all that insane complexity and boils it down to a clear, defensible number.
So why does this matter so much? I mean, who really cares about this number? Well, it's because valuation isn't just some academic exercise. It is truly the financial backbone of all of industry. It influences these huge decisions that keep the entire economy humming along.
And you'd be surprised who relies on these reports every single day. We're talking about bank loan officers who are deciding whether to approve a massive loan, insurance pros figuring out how much coverage is needed, asset managers who are buying and selling entire companies, and of course, the engineers and valuers who understand this machinery inside and out. Let's make it super concrete, okay? Say a company needs a big loan to expand its operations. They offer their factory as collateral. Now, the bank isn't just going to take their word for what it's worth. No way. They bring in an independent valuer to assess the real risk. And a solid, credible valuation, that can be the make or break moment between getting that loan approved or being sent packing.
Okay, so how do these valuers actually come up with that final number? It's not magic, and they're not just pulling numbers out of thin air. They have a toolkit, really, with 3 core methods. And the real skill, the art of it, is knowing exactly which tool or combination of tools to use for the job.
So these are the 3 big ones. First, you've got the cost approach. This basically asks, if this machine was destroyed today, what would it cost to build a brand new one just like it? This is absolutely essential for custom, one-of-a-kind equipment. Then there's the market approach, which is kind of like selling a house. It asks, what are similar machines selling for on the open market? This one's great because it's based on real sales, but you need a good amount of data for it to work. And finally, the income approach. This one looks to the future and asks, how much money will this machine actually generate over the rest of its useful life?
But, and this is a big but, there is a huge challenge that complicates all of these methods. It's a universal law for pretty much every physical asset out there. They almost all lose value over time. It's the unavoidable reality we call depreciation.
And this right here is such a crucial point to understand. Cost is what you paid for something 10 years ago. That number is a historical fact. It never changes. But value? Value is what that thing is worth today. After you factor in all the years of use, the wear, the tear, these 2 numbers are almost never the same.
Now, what's really fascinating is that depreciation isn't just one simple thing. It actually has 3 distinct faces. First, there's the obvious one, physical deterioration. Think rust, cracks, just general wear and tear from being used. Then you have functional obsolescence. This is when a newer, better, more efficient machine comes along that makes yours look outdated. And finally, there's economic obsolescence. This is when outside forces, like the market for the product your machine makes, just completely collapses, reduce your machine's value, even if it's in perfect condition.
To calculate this loss, valuers have a few methods, but a really common one is the straight line method, which you see here. It's the easiest way to visualize it. The idea is that the asset loses a predictable, equal chunk of its value every single year of its useful life. It just goes down in a straight line until it hits what's called its salvage value, which is basically what you could sell it for at the very end, maybe just for parts or scrap metal.
So, after all the site inspections, the data crunching, and all those calculations are finally done, all of this hard work gets compiled into one single critical document, the official valuation report.
And look, this isn't just a single number on a page. It's a really comprehensive document that lays everything out in the open. It starts with an executive summary. That's where you find the big final number. But then it dives deep into exactly what was valued, which methods were used, what assumptions the valuer had to make, and it all ends with the valuer's formal professional opinion of value. It's built to be scrutinized.
So the next time you see any product that was made in a factory, your car, your phone, even your coffee maker, just take a second to think about the journey it took.
Because behind that product is a factory, and behind that factory is this complex web of financial decisions, all resting on the answer to that one simple but incredibly profound question. What is all of this stuff actually worth?